Coming up on the Luis Diaz podcast.
When my students want to know like the why, the reason, the main reason, it doesn't matter what is the main reason, but you need to have one reason. Even if it's to conquer girls, it doesn't matter. Because it's a motivation, like to do the things or the right things. You want to do it properly, perfect.
Hello, and welcome to the Luis Diaz podcast. Every day, I come across some of the most incredibly fascinating and authentic people from all walks of life. And together, we're inviting you in to be our special guest as we take you through some of their amazing experiences, adventures, and journeys. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy this episode of the Luis Diaz podcast. Well, welcome to another episode of the Luis Diaz podcast, everyone. Today, you're going to find us in the middle of Melbourne City, right in the heart, Federation Square, and I've got a really cool guest with me today. His name's Leonardo Castro. He's a musician, traveling the world, busking, and wow, I'm really, really excited to be here with you, Leo.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity, honestly. I have to be thankful with the experience in general. And I'm really happy that you are kind of Latino.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm sorry if I'm letting you down with my Latino-ness because I feel like I'm more Aussie after being here for, 35 years? Wow. Yeah, 34 years this year that I've been in Australia. So, yeah, I try and hold on to my Latino roots, but it's not always easy here. But yeah, look, I mean, we're out in Federation Square today. There's obviously a lot of people around, lots of noise from trams. So just for the listeners back home, you're in an immersive outdoor experience here in the middle of Melbourne City. And that's where I found you yesterday, actually. I found you at the Queen Victoria Market, which is a market in the Melbourne CBD. That's a very famous market. And you were busking. And I was inside looking for some pasta or some cheese or something like that. And I heard your voice, and I was impressed. So I had to come outside and see who has that voice. Whose voice is that?
In my life, my whole life, I was like around music. My parents are musical. My mom is like a professional soprano. My dad plays the guitar. But I never been interested like in the music like a profession, like to do it like a job. And I discovered this passion like really, really, really old at my 20s, 21, kind of like. And I decided like to train, like to play properly instruments and to sing properly too at the same time. And it changed a little bit, honestly.
So it became more of a passion.
Yeah.
That's super interesting. Yeah, I mean, you say that discovering something at the age of 21 is late?
Yeah. In the sense of musicians, like a profession, most of the time people like start really, really young. If you are talking with musicians, they start at 6, 5. They sing their whole life, or they play instrument. For example, my first instrument was like a piano, and then I tried to play zampoña. I think here is a pan flute.
Pan flute.
And that is an Andino instrument. But I was like ashamed, like in general. Like it was like just because my parents wanted to.
Yeah.
I started to play guitar like at 20, 21.
Yeah.
And it was because I wanted. And I discovered, my voice is not so bad. I could sing like for girls,
Yeah.
Those stupid things.
Yeah.
Like thinking that I'm going to do something like just to conquer girls, like,
I think that's how Michael Bublé got started. You know Michael Bublé?
Yeah, of course.
I think that's exactly how he got started.
Yeah.
He wanted to impress some girls in a club.
Most of the time it's like that. It's like, right now, I'm a vocal coach right now. And when my students want to know like the why, the reason, the main reason, it doesn't matter what is the main reason. But you need to have one reason. Even if it's to conquer girls, it doesn't matter. Because it's a motivation, like to do the things or the right things. You want to do it properly, perfect.
Right, yeah. I love that. If you want to do something, you need to be motivated, and it has to be something that drives you.
Yeah.
And if it's girls, it's girls. That's it.
Yeah, but do it properly. Use it like a motivation, like a real thing to go.
Yeah. Well, let's just take a step back for a second. So, why don't you tell us, where are you from? Where were you born, and where do you come from?
I'm from Peru. I was born in a dangerous neighborhood. The name is Callao Bellavista. It's in Lima. It's part of Lima,
okay.
honestly. I'm from a big family, like in that sense, like two parents, Mormon family, a religious Mormon. My mom, my dad, and we are like 6 kids.
Yeah.
Really, I can't say like a regular family because I discovered the world, and I say we were really poor. In that moment, like I was feeling, it wasn't feeling like I'm poor. No, right now looking back, like wow, we were like so poor. Like that's the kind of background, like in dangerous, like really dangerous neighborhood. I had to run every time, like from the paradise of the stop of buses, like to my house, like running like 3 blocks, literally running because it was so dangerous. Like you could die, you could something could happen to you. Like
so, lots of gangsters and sort of street violence.
Yeah. It was a conflict zone, like between 2 gangsters. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Like it's insane. So yeah, that's how I grew up. My parents were Mormon, so I grew up in a Mormon religion.
Yep.
I served in a mission for 2 years. I got married in the religion too.
Wow.
When I was like 23.
Yeah.
Until 25.
Right.
And that's when I discovered something different in my life because you have like a Mormon. And if you don't know what is a Mormon, it's a religion with a lot of rules. We don't drink alcohol. We don't drink coffee or tea. Yeah, you don't smoke anything. So that's my culture. Like that's how I grew up, and I'm still like keeping some things of my past religions. Like
right. So I mean, I'm curious though. I guess we're definitely not here to talk just about your religion, but you're saying that you've kept some things from your religious life. There are some values there that you've held on to. What specifically?
I never drank alcohol, for example.
Yeah.
I never smoked any drug or consume any drug or weed, for example. That is the typical stereotype for musicians.
Yeah.
And that's how most of the time people, when they try to meet me, like they say like, what? Like the other day, the other day, an African man, like he asked me, what do you have to drink like if you don't smoke weed? And I say, well, that's how is my hair. Like I can do anything. I'm an Afro-Peruvian. Like it's how it is.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, a lot of people assume that musicians like to drink and smoke and party, and musicians are the creators of the good time. So they get in amongst the good time, and that includes taking those substances. But I mean, it's really great to hear that you didn't discard the religion altogether. That you it was a part of your life. It was something that you were sort of made to do. It's something that you did because it was your duty to do it. And then getting out of it, you've realised it's not all bad. It's not for me, but there are still some good values there that I can hold on to, that I can take with me through my life.
I think discipline is something really important, but the discipline is more about like inner of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like I'm not going to drink because I don't want to be a drunkard. It's not about that. I don't feel attracted to this. That's it. It's like, I don't know how to explain it exactly. For example, if you don't like men and you never thought about that, you will never.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like part of you. It's in your not.
Yeah.
And it's the same. Like when people say, "How could you survive? How could you enjoy your life without alcohol?" For example, that's the question.
Yeah.
I say like, it's just I never try. Like so, I will never know. And right now, I'm not interested. Like like it's just like something that you never thought.
I get it. I get it. For me, I'm like, I look at people that do heroin and ice or crystal meth, and I'm just like, I don't know why you do that. I'm not interested in doing that. It's not a thing that I would even consider.
Yeah, that's it. And it's the same. Like, I crave, like, I don't call it exactly discipline. It's just like, don't go in things that you are not interested. Don't try to be curious in that sense, because people force just to socialize or to belong to that circle into the drugs, into those things. And not only those things, like other things, for example, about ego. For example, I love to make exercise. I'm a calisthenics man. I make exercise with my body weight. And most of the time, people always train their ego more than to do it properly, the exercise. And it's the same when you're like carrying a lot of weight just to train your ego than to train properly, like your soul or your body. Exactly. You're like, oh, I'm the strongest man, and you got injuries. You know, it's so bad because you're always comparing around, I want to be part of this, I want to. And most of the time with the religion, I never been part of the normal life. When my friends in the school, they were with a lot of girls and things like that, like having fun. I was always at home reading the Bible. In a moment, I was thinking like, but I like Jesus Christ. Like, you know, when you're in a religion, like I enjoy about talking about Jesus. I enjoy like to read about Jesus. I enjoy to be in my home. I'm not attracted to those friends. There was a point, like, because I love soccer and I was playing with my friends, and they after the game they wanted to drink alcohol, and I was like, no, for me it's done. Like, I'm returning back home. Like, that's it. And I was like unattracted, like to go to drink with them, and they were like, oh, you're a boring person. It's like, it's not for me. That's it. Like, I enjoy playing soccer with you guys, and it's so nice. And then it's over. That's it. Like, I just respect like the difference, like the life, the difference of life.
Yeah. Already, I mean, we haven't really spoken much. We only met yesterday. It was only just over 24 hours ago, and already I'm starting to tell that you're a really disciplined person. Obviously, because you're saying it, I guess, but it's not just something that you do for your music. It's something that's been a part of your life.
Yeah. I think like, you know, we are not perfect people. We are not trying to be perfect, but we are trying to be self-aware.
Yeah.
And that's something that we can exactly learn from a good family, from a good school, good university, having more money, or just belonging to a nice society or first world. Like, to be self-aware is like to recognize into a mental exercise that you are doing something good or doing something wrong. But it's an exercise every time to stop to yourself and to say, did I made the right things today? Yeah. Like, every night or every time or every like to go into yourself and to make the right question. I made it well or not? Like, and to compare with yourself, what did you do like wrong or not?
Yeah, not someone else.
So in my life, I discovered this. You know, it's not about the religion, by the way. It was more about like, I want to be a really good singer. I want to get better.
Yeah.
So what do I have to do? Do I have to go to the right popular university or just to train to myself? In the internet, there are a lot of answers, honestly.
Yeah.
And most of the time, we could learn an instrument. For example, right now I'm learning saxophone. And it's weird. Like, I bought my saxophone like that week, or the last week. And sometimes we are comparing, like, I'm too old. I'm almost 32. And people are, I'm too old, like, to learn an instrument. Say, what? It doesn't matter. Like, we are thinking in the future. You're and in the past at the same time. And it's not about that. We are not enjoying the process most of the time. We are just, like, imagining us, like, how will be in the future. It will be, like, in 10 years, in 5 years, maybe, I'm going to play, like, a properly song, like, you know. But it's not about that. Enjoy the process, and you will be happy in that process.
Yeah.
Too. So to be self-aware is the same. Like, it's not like, okay, I'm going to be a communicative person.
Yeah.
So it's more about, like, not just to see you in the future, like, just to see you in the now. Like, if you're running something with your partner, for example, just stop and recognize what you did wrong. And then that's how the exercise changed your life. You're, like, becoming to a better version of you in the now.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I one of the things that I realized recently was that we don't actually get taught or trained, or as a society, we don't actually talk about self-reflection a lot. We don't. I think it was middle of last year, I was listening to the audio book for this book called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. It's a really great book about getting up at 5 a.m. and having a strong morning routine that sets up your day. And then the days that you set up turn into great weeks and great months and great years. Right? And one of the things that he encourages you to do in your hour of power is that 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of like reading, and 20 minutes of self-reflection, writing down, what you did well yesterday, what you want to change today. And I found that was such a powerful exercise in that short time while I was doing it, because I'd never done it before. And what happened was that I would end up spending the rest of my day thinking about the things that I wrote in the morning. So whether it was be nicer to people and make sure that if I'm hungry, not to be grumpy, okay?
Yeah.
Make sure at lunchtime when you're hungry, don't be grumpy, and, snap. And I would carry that through the day, and I would remember it when it came to lunchtime, that I told myself this morning that in order to have a better day today, I was not going to be grumpy at people. And it changes you, this self-reflection, this self-awareness, it does. But I don't think we do it enough. And I think the best people, the most motivated, the most successful, the most satisfied and happiest people are the ones that do the most self-reflection and have self-awareness, I guess. So, I love that point. But, I want to sort of introduce the audience back a little bit to your journey as well. So, at the moment, I guess, like I told the audience, I found you at Queen Victoria Market, voice of an angel, and
thank you.
I had to come out and see who's this voice belong to, and then while you were playing, you had a little sign there, similar to the sign that I've got here that no one can see.
Yeah.
That sent people to your social media. So while you were playing, I was flicking through your social media, and I realized that you've actually been traveling all over the world, really. Obviously within reason. There's lots of places that you haven't been to yet, but I've seen the last maybe 6 months of your journey, and you've covered a lot of ground. So, you've decided to dedicate your life to busking, or at this point of your life, this chapter of your life, to busking around the world. Is that right?
It was more after my divorce. I was broken. When we were talking about like self-awareness and all the things, it wasn't on me. I was talking about to be spiritual like Jesus Christ, but just to be like Jesus, and how to be a Mormon example for that Mormon society, but never talking about myself, And after my divorce, that was my dream, to have kids and this family. I was in that box, Mormon box society, and all my dream life, it was destroyed. And I decided, like, I can do this in my life. I just want to move to do something different. And that's how I start my travel, my journey. I decided to escape from the sadness and sorrows. And it was wrong, because I decided to escape like from my divorce. Like that, jumping, and then, okay, life is gone. I have no any more like dreams. I'm just going to take the risk. And that's how I started. Then I learned in the way that I have to heal myself. And with the time, I start to heal and heal and heal and heal. And then in the beginning, I was like, I want to go to everywhere, to around the world, every country, every city.
Yeah.
But then I was like, what am I doing? I don't want to do this. I don't want just to go like a tourist and like ticking the box all the time, like already Spain, already Portugal, already Italy, or Colombia, Puerto Rico. In the beginning, it was like that for my ego, because that's what we were, again, like, it's about the ego.
Yeah.
When we are posting in our social medias, if you see people like travelers, they're like all the flags, damn, like from Australia until Brazil, US, like insane. So I was thinking, like, but I'm not that person. I'm not even a tourist. I'm just trying to play and to find a balance, and that's how I discovered my journey. I was going with the flow and with the situation, because it was like that how I move, just to go like start with my country and then let's see what it's happening in Bolivia. How it my goal, it was more, is it possible to make music there? So it was like, let's see. And there were places like, for example, I recommend Latin America, but I could recommend you good places in Latin America. It's not the best, like, for example, Australia or Paris or London, but you still could make a little bit of money in some places in Latin America. And that's how I started my trip. My journey was more about like improvising or escaping from a broken heart, a really bad situation. And then I learned with the time, like, okay, it's not about like just escape. I have to heal myself. And then it's not about like just to tick in the box. I have to go where I feel that I have to go. So I'm always like, right now I'm visiting friends. I'm looking for cities, not for countries. I'm looking for cities that I could make music properly, just to sit, make music, maybe to find a permit, but no, like for example, Vietnam is insane to make music. There are a lot of security. They don't even let you play.
Yeah, right.
Like the same in...
You were in Hanoi,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah. I've been in Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh. Like in Korea, it's so easy. You don't need a permit, for example, or Turkey, or Egypt. Like you don't need a permit, but you won't make money, for example. Doesn't make sense. If it's your full-time job, you have to think like a job too at the same time, not just to enjoy. So you have both things.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, it's such a wild adventure. It started from a broken heart.
Yeah.
And you just felt like you needed to escape. You wanted to try playing music just in the city, I guess, to see if it was possible. You decided to travel, and then you realized that you didn't like tourism. You didn't want to be a tourist, a box ticker. And in episode 9 with Marta, you know, she actually opened up a little bit about how she's a box ticker. She likes to tick boxes, and that's her way that she likes to travel. And a lot of people don't like it, but, you know, that's her way, and she's happy with that. Her life is about collecting experiences and as many different broad experiences as possible. And in order to have that, it's a list. But for me, it sounds a bit more like your journey's been about real self-awareness and self-discovery. Like, what is my passion? What do I enjoy doing? Is what I'm doing working for me right now? And you just sort of throw yourself in the deep end and figure it out as you go.
Yeah. For example, here in Australia, that's my second time. I came here because an opportunity, like to visit a friend, and then I returned back, like to visit again. But I discovered my first time, like that it was like a really good spot, like to make money. So I don't have to go back, for example, to Peru or Bolivia to make money. When I have a place here in Europe or in Australia, like to make money. So at the same time, is one thing is that I have to make the money, and the other thing is like I have to enjoy making this money, you know. So those places offer you those things. As a tourist, as a traveler, if you have a job, it's so much easier to go everywhere.
Yeah.
And I met a lot of people like that, but I met people too that they were like, for example, I don't know if you've been in Panama.
Never been to Panama.
You've been in Venezuela, but you don't remember probably.
I was born in Venezuela. I remember very little.
Where?
I was born in Valencia.
Valencia. Wow. Yeah. Insane.
Yeah.
So, for example, Venezuela has a lot of islands.
Yeah.
One of the
Margarita.
One of the best.
It's where my grandmother used to go there for her birthday. Margarita.
Insane. Like, it's so beautiful, Venezuela. And Panama has a lot of islands, too. And if you come to... If you go to Mexico, you have the whole Riviera Maya. Insane, beautiful. Like... And you go to Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, like, and you see, most of the time it's the same. I'm not saying that something is beautiful. It's just like, you see almost the same. Like, So most of the time, that doesn't make sense. Like, for example, if you're in Hawaii and then you go to the Riviera Maya and then you take the pictures and
They'll be the same.
damn, it's the same. Like, so when I discovered that part, I said, like, wait, hold on. Like, there's a problem here in the society. Like, it's not the same, like, to go to Machu Picchu, Peru,
Yeah.
and then to go to the Riviera Maya. That is different. Like, we don't have, like, this type of ocean or view like that we have in Peru. And, and it's not the same, for example, if you're from Latin America and you're going to Europe.
Yeah.
And it's insane, like, because Europe is another world, and you're seeing, like, but people are sad here too. Like, you are discovering, like, not just to see, it's not just to be a tourist, like, to see the material parts.
Right.
It's like to discover what type of people are. Like, for example, for me, the places with a lot of multicultural people, like, is amazing, because until Venezuelan come to Peru, I never seen another, like, foreigner, like,
Right.
and it was insane. Like, for me, it's like, wow, we are like, there are, like, people from everywhere, like, insane. Like, when my first time here in Melbourne, I was like, there are a lot of Asian, it's insane, Indian, everywhere, So I was more like trying to discover where the people are, like, the right people, like, for me.
Yeah.
And I think, like, that's my journey right now. Like, just to go where with the flow that I feel like I belong there. You know.
We've got an ambulance situation here.
Part of the city.
Yeah. It's inescapable part of real life. But I love that you kind of, it's been a real journey of self-discovery and discovery about the things that you that resonate with you the most. It's not necessarily, like you said, if you go to a beach in Mexico, it might be similar to a beach in Asia, and the aesthetics of the places, they're gorgeous, they're beautiful. They might look almost the same in some ways. So you discovered that it was more about people.
Yeah, it's more about people, because you will see, like, the same monkeys. I say, like, we have, like, monkeys in the Riviera Maya too, and in Bali too, like, a lot of monkeys.
Yeah. And I guess, like, you would meet a lot of people. I mean, you're out on the street, you're being exposed to people all the time, you're playing for people, you've got people videoing you, looking you up on social media, connecting with you online probably. I mean, do you get tired of traveling? Do you get tired of
course,
people?
For sure, 100%. Like, even when you are traveling and people think, because that's what I receive most of the time, they say, I would like to have your life. They don't even know, like, what is my life. My life is not just traveling, by the way. This is just a little part.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, I'm moving. It's like to take the tram to your place and then go to your job. What I'm trying to say is, like, in our houses, in our life, in our just trips, we have a lot of stress. We are always thinking about the money too, the permits. We are, like, depression. Like, we had partners too, and we have to deal with our weaknesses at the same time. So with all those things, we are normal people, like, the same. We are always, like, most of the time, for example, my friend thinks that I'm rich. Damn, I'm not rich. I'm not rich at all. But I know how to manage my savings or my money, even if $100 or $1,000, I know how to do it. And that's what I decided to be a busker and a traveler too. But at the same time, I could do it properly. It's not every time the same. Like, for example, you won't make the same money everywhere. Like, if you are in Spain, for example, you won't make the same money that if you are in Paris, in France. But what I'm trying to say is, like, our life has those natural feelings too. That sometimes we feel that, or in my case, I don't feel like that I belong to this world. So I suffer depression. I got stuck sometimes. Like, for example, right now, because I love to live in the now. I don't know what is the next. So when people ask, they are asking me, what's your next, Leo? What's your next? Say, I really don't know what is my next. And
I can vouch for that.
like,
I was asking you when we could record, and you said, "Ask me tomorrow." Ask me. What about Saturday? The Saturday's too far away. Like,
yeah. It's because I don't know what is going on to happen. I'm not a pessimist, like a negative person. I'm positive. I'm so positive. I wish the best for everyone and for myself too. But this life is uncertain. It's insane. Like we are so unlucky sometimes. Like even when we are being prudent, and for example, COVID time, then many people die. Like with a lot of savings, like just waiting the right moment, like to spend those.
yeah.
Or the retirements,
Yeah.
like for example.
You saved your whole life for your retirement, and then you got COVID and died.
So if you realize this, your now, you will enjoy your day, your time, your now. So at the same time, for example, I told you, like, I really don't know, because I don't know if my mood today will be like, yeah, let's record, like, because my mood probably like, I prefer to play futsal more than to record something or talk about myself. I'm not at all special. Like, I don't believe that I'm special for people or try to inspire people. If they take this, nice. But it's not on me. It's not my responsibility for me. My responsibility is about myself. My happiness is about myself. All decide like to say yes or not, and to find the right mood, because that's what I'm trying. That's how I'm trying to live my life. But yeah, with all those things, then we got tired. We got depressed, and we are like, even with or without money, you discover, at least I have to heal myself. I have to find like the balance in this world too. I'm a nomad, and exactly nomad. And people don't understand because they are always overthinking in the future. And that common question is like, are you thinking about your retirement? What about when my parents, for example, your 40s, your 60s, I have more money than my parents, and I don't know what they were working their whole life, like, and trying to find the right life. But what is the right life? To have kids, to get married? I'm not against that, by the way, but it could be different to me. It could be different to you. So your life maybe is not to have kids. Your life maybe is not to be with a partner. Your life maybe is not just to live in one place. So every day has like their own problems, their own challenge. But most of the time we are always living, overthinking, like to pay debts with the car, with the... Right now, you know how much I'm paying like in per week? It's just like $40, man. $40. And I'm living better than many people here. I'm my own room, my own bed. It's warm. I have a kitchen, like
Wow.
Food for free, man, hot water. I'll invite you to my place and you will figure out. You say like, $40 for this? Yeah. And that's how I realized. And it's like, just find the right opportunities. Most of the time we want more and means for our life less, honestly, because we always worry like, damn, I have to make the money to pay the rent this week, or I have to make the money, or I have to find a better job, like, And I'm not saying like find a better job. No. I'm saying just don't go into the things that is going to make you like less. Like if you don't need a car because you live like 2 blocks from your job, just take the tram like for free. But you want like, no, I want a car because I want to take like, this society put in our minds like this consumer world, like
Yeah. I mean, we're heavily marketed to. Yeah.
and we are like all the time like in depression, like it's so bad. Like for example, and it's the same like when I start my journey, like I said, like I want to go everywhere, like I want to be this guy. I want to be famous. I wanted to be famous when I start this. And when people repeat, because they repeat, and I'm really thankful, honestly. I'm really thankful when they recognize the talent and the effort. Most of the time they think you was born with that. You were born with that voice. And I say like, damn, I studied international business. Then I studied music like a hobby.
Yeah.
And if you see like my background 10 years ago,
Yeah.
you can't even pay like 1 fucking cent like for this artist. No, really, I swear. Like I won't pay for myself like 10 years ago. Like I couldn't play guitar, I couldn't sing. Like I was thinking like, oh, I like this, but that's what I'm talking about. Like it's more about like enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Don't see to yourself like most of the time people want to be famous, those artists in the street, and they make a lot of effort, but they are not famous. They are not famous. Why? Why? They are unlucky. They miss talent, lack of talent.
I don't think anyone here has a lack of talent. When those people are playing in the street, I look at them all and think, wow.
It's more about this life is so unfair sometimes too. So, for example, I'm not talking about Bad Bunny, but Bad Bunny, you know who's Bad Bunny, right? You don't know who's Bad Bunny? Yeah, he was like...
No.
He's already famous for 3 years.
Right.
And he's in the top.
Right.
Because his music is insane. He make like trap or reggaeton, you know? And I'm not against this, like, because I like some type of music.
Yeah.
But if you could compare to a musician who studied for 5 years and trying to make records properly and everything, you say like, what the fuck is going on? And when people like, because I receive those comments too in my Instagram, and they say like, man, you see Bad Bunny, you sound like 1,000 better than him, and you are at all famous. Why are you not famous? And first, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to record. It's work. You have to work, and it's not only effort. A part of a lot of effort, you have to be lucky, honestly. So if you want this, work, but no overthink about the luckiness, because it's about life too. Like, and I met a lot of good musicians, really good musicians, and they can't be famous at all.
Man, there's so many good, talented musicians.
They don't make the money that I make in the street even. Could you understand that part? Like, because they know they are not lack of talent. They are just lack of luckiness.
Yeah.
Like I think it's this. Like there's a chance for example, like soccer players. There are many good soccer players in Brazil, in Argentina, in Peru, in Venezuela, in Latin America has a lot, but they are not playing the PSG, like earning a lot of money. Why? They are really good. They are disciplined. They don't bring things.
You're right. I mean, life is about luck.
Yeah.
But people say you make your own luck. If you want something, you need to go out and get it. You need to try your best. You need to be prepared that it might not work out, and that's it. And if it works out, it's a bonus. It's happy days.
That's good. So enjoy the process that you are doing things. Don't just idealize in the goal, because famous is not bad to be famous. By the way, if you get famous, you will get rich, man. Like that's it. Like your life is already. If you know how to do it, like you will do it. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not for everyone. It won't be. So in my case, in the past, I was like, I want to be famous. I don't want this anymore. I know how it is, and it's a lot of responsibility, anyways. And it's to think about like, I want an opportunity in Australian Idol, in The Voice, in those programs. It's so bad because I saw a lot of young people. They sing really well, but they don't even have the experience. Like when they are singing, they sing well, but they don't have soul. You know, and that's the thing too. Like you want to just be a singer, like to make money, or you want to impact a little bit more, like in this part. And that's what I changed. I decided like to be a busker because I have the opportunity to be close to the people, people that I really don't know, and they could cry with me, be happy with me, smile with me, and that's so good to me. Like make my heart like happy, honestly.
Yeah, I love that you say that. I mean, episode 13 with Roberta Genuso, who's this incredible classical guitarist, she said something similar, actually. She said that, she could spend 8 hours a day practicing, but she doesn't. She sets goals for problems to solve. And if she solves that problem in an hour, she's satisfied for the whole day. And she goes and does something else, because life is about experiences. You need to be experienced in things. You need to experience life in order to be a good artist, in order to be able to relate to people and play for them, sing for them. So, yeah, I love that you say that too. And you're completely different ends of the spectrum. This woman plays, on stages in Europe with her classical guitar, and you're on the streets. But you have the same mentality, and I love that about you.
The thing is, I'm trying to be like, that's my goal, honestly. Like, to be in peace with myself every time I'm going to sleep. I'm ready to die, ready to say goodbye to this world. Like, you did it well. Like, you have to be always done in the good sense, not like to, I'm exhausted of this life, like, because I'm in depression or something like that. No, I'm done with this life. We cannot do everything in this life, but until now, I did it well. You have to realize with yourself, like to be good with yourself, and that's my goal every time. There are days, of course, when I'm not good with myself, and I'm thinking like, damn, I'm not good today. Like, tomorrow will be a better day, but or maybe no. Anyways, I did it well. Like, I didn't do well, but it wasn't so bad. It couldn't be worse. Like, I'm always like in that sense. But most of the time, I'm always like, okay, I did it well. I did my best, And so do your best right now. And yeah, if you're going to follow a career, like a university, like study something, enjoy the process. Since that first moment, even before you start the university, you took that decision. Enjoy that decision. Like, enjoy. Like, you want to be a busker. Like, most of the time, people, I want to be a busker. They say, you're in Australia. A busker is it's so easy to be busker here. Nobody will tell you like you're doing something wrong. Even the council will help you like to go with your things. And it's not like there's most of the time people, they don't realize how many privilege they have.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm not trying to be like idealistic. No,
you're right.
Think about like what you have. Honestly, I remember my ex-partner, one of my ex-partners from Australia. She was saying like, I was poor when I was young. It's like, you don't know what is poor to be poor. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I didn't have a toilet like when I was really, really young, but I didn't know that. Like, I was just enjoying my life like that. So we have many things here in right now in Australia, but in this world we have like good things. We have to enjoy that thing and enjoy the process. Like, even if you are going to change, be open to change.
Yeah.
You wanna like, I don't know, like to be a musician, like enjoy the process until you say like, no, that's not for me. Okay, you enjoy it that way. You discover like, okay, I'm a mess on this. Like, just laugh of you and damn, do other things. Like, that's it. But you enjoy the process. It's not a waste of time. Like, the problem is like when we are thinking like, I'm gonna be famous, I'm gonna be rich. It's a waste of time because I lost a lot of money. That's the problem with this life. All the time is about like material things. Damn, I waste my time. For example, when you're with your partner, I waste my time with that girl, like because I couldn't get married. Really, it's like that because you couldn't have kids or get married or like to be a serious relationship. You waste your time. You're always like overthinking in the future. In the future, you're like in the what is going on, but not in the present. What do you have in the present right now? Like you have a partner. Okay, nice. Are you enjoying your partner? Like enjoying your relationship, your communication, like that safe space. Like are you learning of her and learning of that relationship? You're learning of yourself too. in the now. Most of the time we are like, yeah, it would change something. Maybe Saturday we'll see like, no, enjoy your day, enjoy your time, enjoy with the present. Right now I'm enjoying with you, Louis. I enjoy that your last name is Diaz. Like, this is insane. I like it.
Gracias.
Like, and I'm enjoying this interview. I don't know if what am I doing because I don't speak properly English, but I'm trying just to express like, my life is so simple.
Yeah.
That's it. Just
It is.
change something in your mind, and say like, I'm not going to do this. Like, I want to travel, and you could do more things. That's it.
You know, it's funny listening to you talk. There's so many things that come to my mind when you talk. It's so great to hear. One of the first things from what you were talking about a little while back about being a nomad was when I interviewed Lempi in episode 2. She had been a nomad for 10 years, and she was talking about the nomadic life and not working. And one of the things that I remember her saying in that episode was that we spend so much time thinking about how to make money that it kills the creativity inside of us, that we don't find other ways to solve a problem. For a lot of people, a lot of humans in this world, having a job is their way of solving the problem of, you know, making money and bringing money into their life. But it created another problem for them. It's created a problem where now they have to go to this office every day and spend all of their days in this building or doing this job just so that they can have money. One of the things I loved about Lempi is that when you remove that and find other ways to solve this problem, amazing things happen in your life. And I think you also you talk a lot about enjoying the process, being in the moment, which I think is really hard. Yeah, it's hard for a lot of people because, like you were saying before, we get marketed to, right? How can you enjoy this moment if on the TV comes up this new car that you want to buy? Well, now you're always thinking about the future and always thinking about what you don't have. What about thinking about what you do have right now? And yeah, sometimes life sucks. I'll agree. Like it can. Like you can just think to yourself, God, what am I doing?
And sometimes we are not. We don't feel that we are enough, you know, because we are comparing in the job. They treat us like garbage. They treat us like chickens. Like that we have to follow a pattern, like, you know.
Yeah, follow rules.
Yeah, the rules. And when you are doing something wrong, that it happened in Latin America, I said, I'll find a real job. Find a real job. I said, like, damn, you know, I don't want to. They were probably wrong or not. I don't know. But the thing is, like, in Peru, in my religion even, like, most of the time people were always laughing about me because I was playing in the buses. And I was like, I want to do something different. I wasn't making a lot of money. I decided, like, I'm going to be a minimalist guy. Because for me, less is more. And in that moment, I was minimalism. Like, I was, like, trying to, pretending. Like, right now, when I'm having more things, I'm feeling so bad. I'm like, damn, I have, like, what? For example, in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, I bought a car. I bought that car, like, to make a trip around Mexico.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, now I have to pay gasoline. Petrol. Now I have to find like the equipment, like the service. Damn. It was a fucking mess, like with that car. Like, it was really nice to have a car. And I was feeling like, you know, because a car like make you, give you status. Like, damn, I was like, damn, I have a car. Like, it's a Mazda CX-9, like, touring, like, fucking nice car. And I was there, I have that money. Like, I was working in resort, making a lot of money. Like, earning per geek $2,000, man.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And what were you doing in the resort? Playing music?
Playing music, yeah. And I was laughing about the life. I was like, damn, I don't know anything in this life, and I'm making more money than doctors in my country, doctors in many, you know?
Yeah. That's crazy. And
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I got this car, and it was like what's the word? Like headache.
A headache.
Yeah, it was so bad. Like I discovered, like, fuck. Then I was like, no, I have to change. Like right now, I just have my life is in a backpack. My equipment is my job. That's what I need. My equipment, and it's really heavy. I'm always complaining about my equipment, but it's my whole quality that I have, and that's how I make the money. For example, yesterday in the market, I was playing 2 hours. I made $430, and
That's pretty good.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Very good.
by the way, it's not for everyone. I say, like, no everyone. Most of the time, buskers are complaining, "Oh, I couldn't pass like $50." I know why most of the time, and it's because they are into the money too. Like when I know that this is my full-time job. I have to make the money, yes or yes. I'm into the money too, but when I'm playing there, you have to forget. Like you were thinking when you were planning to get there, like you say, like I have to work, okay.
Right.
And if you're not doing the money, okay, move from there. And there are bad days too. There are days like you don't pass like the 50 or 70s, and you're like, damn, doesn't make sense to be a busker.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like, I'm gonna pay my rent and my food. That's it. And that's it. Like, so I don't need a lot of money. Like, but that's the thing. So enjoy the process. Don't compare to yourself like you with
others. Yeah.
I would like to wash the dishes because I don't care. Like, it's his job. In the end, it's to make the money. Right now, with all those marketing from the press, and people always saying like to wash a disher, like to be a wash disher,
A dishwasher.
dishwasher. Thank you. Is something wrong? Yeah, but people here being like that are earning more money per hour than being a teacher or a nurse in Latin America. So when you compare, say here people, they don't care. They want to make the money. They don't care like the titles. In Latin America, they care the titles a lot. And your family all the time put in your head like, oh, I want to make the money. That's it. Like, then I could use this money like to do my things, like travel, be a doctor. Why not? Be a musician. Like, most of the time we are always like minimalizing, like, putting less, that to do something is something wrong. Like, it's under the status.
We're minimizing.
Yeah, minimizing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
minimizing this. And then, I don't know, like right now I'm just playing the street. You could say like, oh, I'm a beggar. I'm a homeless. And honestly, I'm a homeless. I have no home, like, in general. And it doesn't make me feel bad. Like, I don't have car, I don't have future. Yeah, I don't have future. If you, like, when people, my parents, like, but you don't have future. Where is your retirement? Like your insurance.
Which one of us have a future?
Like,
I mean, if you don't get by now, it's 2023. If people don't get by now that your future isn't written, that it's not certain. Tomorrow is a gift. It's not
totally.
a certainty.
Tomorrow is a gift. Like, that's the best phrase.
Yeah.
Like, because everything that we have is the present. So use your present properly. Like, of course, like, make a plans and everything, but with prudence. Like, don't like, most of the time people will take vacations in 5 years. It's like 5 years. Damn. I'm not going to be alive like in 5 years. Maybe 1 month, like, it's prudence, like, to make the money. You have to make some things, but be prudent with the things. Don't overspect.
Don't think too far ahead. Yeah. It's, speaking of which, I'm really enjoying this moment right now with you. Actually, the sun's shining. People can't see this because this is just audio only on this podcast.
Yeah.
But I've taken a couple of videos. If people jump around on my social media, they can check them out. But I'm enjoying the sunshine. The sun's setting here at Federation Square. We're surrounded by people that are, going off to restaurants and homes and reading books and listening to music and living a beautiful, easy life. And I think, all of the stuff that you're talking about right now and being in this setting, in this location with this gorgeous big yellow ball in the sky, warming us. It's really making me feel like I don't enjoy the moments enough in life. That I do occasionally, but it's every day. You know, whether it's raining, I should enjoy that. In the morning, I should enjoy that. In the evening, because it's all a gift. It's so lovely to hear someone sort of remind me and remind us that, yeah, man, like, forget having a holiday in 5 years. If you want to go now. Think about 5 years later.
Yeah, I think, and enjoy it, that negativity too, honestly. Like, if you have to feel like angry,
Oh, God, yeah.
fuck. If you're a broken heart, enjoy that part too.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy it.
Oh, God, yeah.
And go into the process.
Yeah.
Like, you know, for example, right now I'm single. I decided to be
I find
single.
that hard to believe. You've got the voice of an angel. I'm sure you've got girls throwing themselves at
Yeah,
you.
but that's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. It's not because I don't have the opportunity. It's because I want to be single.
Good.
And
yeah.
and I have no, and that's right. Like, because I have offers, a lot of them. And yeah, and most of the time we are victim of our animal instinct.
yeah.
Yeah, because
So
we are
true.
so handsome. We have the voice, or we have the skills.
Yeah.
Let the people come. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, it's not like that. Because in the end, you feel empty.
yeah.
Like, what it's about pleasure. It's about ego.
Yeah.
It's about like that you want, like, just for pleasure for a little bit.
Yeah.
After that, all those things, you're alone. You're alone because because exactly one thing, you know. Because without this, for example, what about without a beautiful face, a beautiful body? What about without, like, beautiful voice, or this macho alpha, you know, like this? What about if you're like, you don't have money, you don't have, people are going into you like, I don't think so. Most of the time, like, they are always like exchanging like attributes. So we have to figure out that we are something else without our skills, without our money. I'm not saying that don't have money, by the way. You need some things, like, to conquer people, by the way. Helps a lot. But don't put your trust in those things. Okay, do those things. Like, to have money is good, by the way. To have skills is good. But don't put your trust on this. Like, you're without muscle, or with muscle, without a beautiful face, or without, you still have something. And it's inside of you that people can see it, but they can feel it. And that's how you have to conquer, feeling things. So yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that's the point. Like, enjoy the process.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about music as well. I wanted to ask you about your influences in music, because you play some really great songs, and you take some really great songs and you know, make them really cool.
In the beginning, I start with ballads, like romantic music, and popular, like in Spanish. Then I introduced to the R&B, soul, kind of a jazzy rhythm, and at the same time, like, I'll try, like, to make, like, because I love pop, the popular music, like the pop too. I try to make a mix between my voice, my skills, and how could I express. In the end, I think that I'm a souler, you know. Like, I love to sing with until the point that you realize that you are listening with your heart, not only with, like, because it's a beautiful voice. It's like creating this space that you are, like, giving a message, and that's what I'm trying. Because I'm in the past I was like, going high is to sing better. Higher is better. No. It's not about that. When you study music and you discover, like, a lot of things about, like, harmonizing or harmonics, you figure out, like, oh wow, there are more things, like, in the lower too. So right now, all my influence is more about, like, a mix of things. I don't have, like, only one favorite type of music. It's more about like, if I like this song, I'll try to make a version of that song. I'm playing some things that I'm doing too, but it's more the music that I write is to myself. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not into I'm not into the fame or to be rich.
Yeah, sure.
I would like to do it, but I won't work for that things.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So you like doing covers? But I mean,
I like to do covers, like popular covers. You could make the money with popular music a lot, but you could mix it. I'm trying to mix it with the music from the past, really famous music. Sometimes I'm playing music that nobody knows it. That's your song. What is that song like? I say that's a version like that I make from this artist, like from the 80s, 70s. Like it was like, oh, wow, oh yeah, and they were like, oh, insane. Like it's just a type really. I call like pop soul.
pop soul.
Pop soul. And you have to feel it. Like the soul is not. It's not just like to make like a lot of freeze and runs, go higher or really really low. It's more about the feeling, like to broken your voice, like when you're singing.
When you break it.
Yeah. You break. Yeah. To break your voice like that, you're suffering, and at the same time you could be like so happy that you cried too. So it's a mixing. In my experience right now, I love to make people cry.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just really
And
common.
with that voice, I'm sure you make a lot of people cry.
That's and I'm not trying to inspire people, but if in the end I'm doing something, if in the end like something is changing, I try to do it like properly. Here in Melbourne, like many people text me like saying like, oh man, you did something to me, you changed something. The last time like someone was like broken car like with like husband, and she told me like you were singing like a popular song, Ed Sheeran song, like Thinking Out Loud, and I never heard like, because that was my wedding song. Then I got divorced and I was broken heart with this. I couldn't hear that song without feel bad for that song. But after you sang that song, something changed. I was like, damn, now I could hear that song again in your version. And I was like, really? And I was, okay, I'm really, really thankful like for what I haven't even know, but it's more about the feelings. Like, don't get angry with the music. Music is not the, the fault.
It's not the music's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more about like your situation.
And just listening to you talk about that, I had a song do that to me once. I was listening to Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You, that version of that song that she plays, and it is something. And then I started playing it and singing it, and I understood the song even better when I started playing it myself. And I think it was the second verse or something from that song that just, there was like something ripped open inside of me, inside my heart. And I think the thing about a beautiful piece of music is that it can do that for you. Like nothing else can. Not a poem, not words. It's the voice. It's when it breaks, like you said. Yeah. When you hear, it's like the window to the soul, almost. La ventana del alma.
Del alma, yeah. La ventana del alma.
It's really special. And so what song is it for you that does that?
I think, like, I have not exactly a song. Like, I'm always thinking about, like, love songs. It's always idealizing a relationship. That's the worst part. But I'm thinking, like, the most beautiful or the only exception to idealize a life is with music. But don't believe in this, because then I won't give up. Like, for example, no, you have to give up sometimes. Like, about if that girl doesn't want to be with you, and you try enough, don't be a fucking idiot and don't even try more. Like, because this is like you don't care yourself, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't have a specific song, like, honestly, like, to me, I every song I'm always trying to put my heart, like, play. Sometimes people say, what is your best song? Like, play your best song. Like, what is my best song? Like, what the fuck? Like, it's probably you enjoy more songs, like, for example, Thinking Out Loud is a popular song that when I'm playing this, like, people cry. But it's the way that is Thinking Out Loud, Ed Sheeran, that is really popular. And then when I'm playing Tennessee Whiskey from Chris Stapleton, that is completely different, even everything. And people are like, wow, Tennessee Whiskey, that's insane. So, like, yeah, thank you, but at the same time, like, it's just like the form, like, you express that song. Like, it's not about, you could make from a simple song a really, really good song. Just put in the properly things. Of course, there are songs with a really good message, by the way. There are, like, good things. For example, for many musicians, All of Me by John Legend, that is a popular song. You know that song? All of Me. 'Cause I give you, I don't know. Anyway, that's a really popular song. People cry wedding songs like that. And for a musician, that song means nothing. Like, it's like, damn, what is that song?
Yeah.
Like, but people cry, oh, that's my wedding song. Oh, they cry. It's insane. Like, and I'm like, that's... So I'm always trying to put my mind far away from... And, like, I like that song, by the way. And I'm always trying to make my own version. And I really enjoy that version. Like, I say, like, damn, my version is so good. Like, I like my version. Like, you know, like, it's just like I'm enjoying, like, how... And so I have not a specific... sometimes I have, like, for example, I don't know if this Neozealandese, his name is Dick, and I was into that song, like, first time that he's talking about, like, the first time of everything happened with that girl. And, but his voice, he's a baritono, like, and he has a deep voice, and he's fucking good, his voice. And when I'm, like, sick, I'm singing his song because it's really low and it feels so natural, like, because I can get higher. And I enjoy that song, but nobody enjoy that song. Like, it's insane. Like, that song is so good. Like, has, like, 4 chords that times are weird, and it's so difficult to play and sing it at the same time. And I like that song. Like, nobody make any compliment like about that song. They are, like, more into the popular songs, and when you make a better version than the original, they already figure, wow, I love that song. It's more about, like, how people enjoy. For example, I'm used to sing, like, Crazy by
Seal. Is it Seal?
No, there's a CeeLo Green.
Okay.
Yeah, Ghana Charles, Ghana, I don't know, with his band.
Crazy.
And Crazy, and they are always like, wow.
How does it go? Sing it for us.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm crazy. Yeah.
That is. Is that CeeLo Green?
Yeah, that's CeeLo Green.
Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So, and I'm always trying to make, like, the low part. Maybe I'm crazy. And people are like, wow. And then when I got higher, say, oh, wow. So, you know, people are more about, like, the technical than the feelings. But when you are feeling, when you close your eyes and you say, like, I'm going to make a different version than just to sing the melody. Say, this man is singing with his heart. That's what people think. And at the same time, people, you're making me cry because you feel like you are suffering or enjoying the music or just doing this, the whole, because you believe in something.
And
else,
are
like,
you?
You know?
I mean, is that what you're feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling on this. Like, when I feel that I don't care, like, life anymore. So when I'm living in the present, I'm trying to enjoy that part. And if I already developed because I'm trying to get better in the music, anyways. If I could do it properly, I'll do it to myself. And if impact to people, it's not my responsibility. But I'm doing something in the end. So I'm thankful with the opportunity, like that it, how like those things happen.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean,
yeah, I put in my heart, like just singing.
yeah. I do love that you say that you know, you're not here to inspire others. It's not, you don't want to have that responsibility. But, you know, in our actions innately, there's going to be an element of the things that we do in our lives that people are going to look up to. We don't necessarily wake up every morning and think, well, how many people can I inspire today? You know, how many people will, you know, look me up on social media and follow me because I inspired them? No, it's not really about that. It's about, you know, like living so authentically that people are naturally inspired. They see you doing something, and what they recognize in you in that moment is the courage. They recognize the talent. They recognize, you know, the courage that you have to go and do something different, and that's inspiring to them. All you needed to do was get out of bed that day and go and play music in the street, and someone's going to look at you and go, "Wow, that's it." And sure, it's not something that you aim to do, but it's something that you do, and I'm glad you say that you're really grateful that people look at you that way, and
I think we have to live our life like to feel good with ourselves. Most of the time we are living fake life, you know, when we are trying to fit in the box, like what our parents want, what the society wants, what the school or our background like wants of us. Yeah, oh, I want to be a doctor. Yeah, if you want to be a doctor, be a doctor, but don't be a doctor because it's a I want to hear like, hey, Dr. Castro, because it feels good. Like when people say doctor, oh, you're a doctor. You study a lot, right? Like, and you feel like in your ego, those words. I think we have to control that part of our animal instinct. And it's at the same time that part that you already say, like, to inspire people. I don't want to inspire people because then my ego is working all the time. Like, you know, when people are making compliments about like, damn life, oh, you changed my life. I'm saying, thank you. Yeah, we have to be thankful about things, about the compliments. Recognize the skills. I recognize my skills. I know my level, honestly. But at the same time, who we are to be special or different. Like, we are living our lives, and if we are trying to impact on people, it should be really honest, and not because we want to be considered as something special. And most of the time, leaders in this world, like people who has skills, or they are always like working with, oh, because I have a lot of money, I'm helping because I'm the best, you know. So do like that's what we were talking about, like this message of Candy, that is my life, my message. So it's talk about like it's not about my words, it's not about like what I'm writing, and it's about how I'm living. And I decide to live this life, and if you could take something of this life, like go ahead, like why not? And I'm really thankful that you have like enough like to tell me like about that, you know. But I'm a normal human, and at the same time, don't idealize a person, because I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes at the same time, and I don't want to hear you like that. Damn man, but you do those things too. Like, no, everything could change. Like right now, I'm a good man. Like maybe right now I'm a good partner. Maybe right now I'm a good friend. Tomorrow I could be like a jerk. Really, people change a lot.
Yeah, they do.
And people change, like, you don't even know. Sometimes I have, like, I don't want to be like I'm living with my brother right now. I don't want to be a good brother. But sometimes I'm like, I'm going to watch, like, his clothes, and I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna cook for him, and then sometimes I don't want to wash the dishes. Like, you know, he say like, "Oh, you're a bad brother." Like, I don't want to do it, man. Like, that's just right. That's not like you are not self-aware enough. Like, why? Because I'm not doing this. I just don't want to do it right now. Like, it's something different. Like, but what I'm trying to say is like, when you are doing the things, be honest. Do it because, like, if you are doing the music, don't do it because you want to be famous only. Okay, you want to be famous, but at the same time you want to make a really good work. You know, do it with good quality. Most of the time, that's a commercial record. Let's make it. And this record is like a mess, but people don't know any about music. Like, they don't know about music. So if it's a really good rhythm, okay, let's do it. It's about money, you know? So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't do it just because those things. Like, put your heart on this too, like, about the honest part. Like, if you don't feel like that you are fitting in something, in a job, like, take your time to quit. Take your time to say goodbye to a partner, for example. Take your time, like, just to say like, hey, I can't do it. Like, it's not in this race, it's like a cliche. Like, it's not you, it's about me. It's so cliche. Like, when you break up.
Yeah, break up.
Relationship, you say like, it's not you, it's me. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, be honest. It's really about. Most of the time, it's about her or about him. Like, you know. Most of the time, it's about him.
Yeah.
It's like, like, I don't want to be with you because you're a mess. Like, honestly, that's a real thing. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So be honest. Like, of course, don't say it like that. But hey, man, you are not at the same like level of me in this empathetic or something. But find the right things and tell them. And it's good because you're loving to yourself. You're like putting yourself first.
Yeah.
So put yourself first.
Yeah.
It's not to be egoistic. It's just to love yourself. And there's a small line, like a really, really thick line.
A fine line.
Yeah. But you have to recognize, like, you have to eat. Sometimes, for example, homeless in my job, a lot of beggars here. And I'm making the money. And they say, like, could you give me $5? I say, of course I can't. And not just because I'm a bad person. That's my job. That's the money. But right now I'm in my job. I'm working. This is my environment. And there are a lot of beggars watching the money, like, because people put the money like billets, 20s, 10s, 5. They say like, and they feel like, probably, but I won't feel bad for yourself, man. That's my job. I'm making the money right now. And and right now I'm working. I'm not like being a charity. I'm not like, you know, it's a different. When I'm in the street and if I'm feeling that I have to give you, I'll do it. But it's not only like the, okay, because I have money, I have to give you the money. I don't know if you understand me, but with that money, I have to travel. I have to eat. I have to make the savings, like, when I'm ready just to go. Like, for example, tomorrow I want to buy a flight, $1,000, like, to, I don't know, Peru. Okay, I have the money, like, yeah. But if I'm always like putting myself second, like, and I say like, oh, poor guy, like, I'm giving because I'm a good person, you know, most of the time. How could I like afford later, or like when I have to do? So what I'm trying to say is like, do the right things. That's not mean that you are a bad person, by the way. Help if you could help. If you can't, say no. You can't help. And sometimes you have to be like, people look at you like, man, you are like unthankful. I'm not unthankful. Like, I'm just like, man, that's the money that's the money you're giving them, your money, like, to everyone. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, hey,
absolutely.
Demonize, I think is the word.
Demonizing people. Well, look, I mean, like, it's a pretty
when you say no, yeah,
it's a hotly talked about topic these days, that people understand the whole notion of filling their own cup first before giving to others. I think that's something that people are becoming more and more aware of, that yes, there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of friends and family, and someone needs help, and there's someone's always in struggle or in illness. But we're not. We're no good to anyone unless we look after ourselves first. And even the beggar on the street should appreciate that. But I guess it's been really amazing to chat with you and learn a little bit about your crazy life adventure and a lot of your philosophies and
Yeah, I'm lost. No worries.
I guess I guess
Kind of like. No, but I'm good. I'm good to be lost. Like for me, I'm happy in this little lostness.
Yeah, in the lostness. I guess.
Lostness.
Yeah, maybe we can say that. I'm happy being lost. But I mean, you're not lost and just stagnant. You're lost, so to speak. I'm not saying that you're lost. These are your words. You're lost, so to speak. But you're experiencing life. You're figuring things out. You're going through a journey. It's not necessarily trying to figure out how to be famous. It's trying to figure out how to live each day to your maximum potential and be the best version of yourself for yourself and for others around you, I guess. So that's really inspirational. I guess usually I like to close out these episodes of this podcast asking someone, if they had one last piece of advice to give to people that are thinking about, going busking around the world or quitting a job to start music. What would it be? You've given so many really amazing pieces of advice, by the way, but one more. Final words.
I don't recommend you to be a busker.
Okay.
We have a lot of buskers, and I recommend you, and the advice is to don't idealize. Don't
romanticize, idealize.
Romanticize the life. That is the common problem of everything. In love, in job, in careers. We could do many things.
Yeah.
You could be a busker, and at the same time, you don't have to be a traveler.
Yeah.
You could have kids too. And you could be a religious man too, and live really well. So, but don't idealize or don't over expect about your life in one thing. Like we are used to. Life is not short, honestly. It's not short at all. So when you are enjoying this process, don't think for example, right now I'm learning saxophone, right? And sometimes I'm like, fuck, I don't want to learn sax anymore, because it's difficult. But at the same time, the next day I'm like, I'm going to learn again, And what I'm trying to say is maybe I won't learn, maybe I'll learn. But when I'm trying is when I'm enjoying, when I'm trying. But try that process. And try with, to be honest, not like people try alcohol because people are pushing you don't want. I don't drink alcohol, for example, and people push me all the time to do those things, and I'm always saying, no, I don't have to drink alcohol. I don't have to do those things just to talk about life or just to meet us, Or even there are women that they say to have sex, that's insane, and no, really, that's for real. Don't go to Colombia. In Venezuela, so by the way, it's insane. Anyways, but don't idealize and understand that concept. Don't idealize like that. Oh, that woman, that's my soulmate.
Yeah.
No, man. After a few, you will find another person in a better way, and you will do it well. You will do it. You will do it properly, with that person. So don't idealize the life in the concept that everything is going to be okay.
Yeah.
It will be okay, but it could be bad too. But if it's okay right now, so enjoy in this now. And if it is bad, okay, accept that bad. And try to, don't get desperate. Because you knew it that, okay, life is not always perfect. So what I'm trying to say is just with that concept, I think we could change this world. Only with that concept. So, but, TV, radio, or things for example, I think for many people, I'm a successful man. For me, yeah, I could be successful until one point, but that's not mean that you won't be you'll be successful. Like in the bus, then you listen to me and they say, I want to be like you, like, and you're starting, fuck, you you go to Brazil and then don't go to Brazil, man. Like, starting the process, like, because there's life is a journey. Like, study what you want, like, do what you want, but don't idealize. Like, everything could change in this life. Be aware about everything could change. So do the things like thinking that, okay, something will change. So accept it. Maybe your parents could die, your partner could die, you could have an accident. It's not about negative. It's about, like, be aware that something won't work as you were thinking.
Yeah.
For example, right now I'll go home and the people that I'm paying for 50, they will say, no, you can't stay. Like, then I have to go to a hostel and pay like 300, 400 per week, and all I have to be like, shit, like anyway, I knew it before. Like, I'm gonna pay, like, be ready to face those parts.
Be ready for change.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you have when you've got it. Don't idealize things, which I think is a beautiful message that not many people have talk about these days. Not to idealize things, I guess. So I love that. I love those beautiful messages that you've learned in your journey, in your adventure. I love that you talk about, religion not necessarily being for you, but you're seeing value in it. So you talk about a lot of amazing things, and I just want to say thank you so much for being
brother.
part of the podcast. It's been awesome to have you on. Okay, so yeah, I usually like to finish these episodes with like a 1, 2, 3 and a round of applause. So if you're ready,
okay,
on 3, 1, 2, 3, woo! Thanks, Leo. Appreciate it, man. You've been awesome. Love you.
Bye. Ciao.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Louis Diaz podcast. To find out more about any of our guests and catch additional photos and content from this episode, find us on Instagram at Louis Diaz Podcast.